Clobberin Time?
Clobberin Time!
Yeah! Valhalla, give it up for the one and only Clobberin Times! Fusion Media! Blow that shit up! Light the fires with Stone Cold Loki! Special guest classic comics! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Comic Book Roundtable! Okay, so just yes, we are working on a new intro. We're getting classic in there. I have lost the template, the music, all the stuff I had to create that intro. So basically, I am going to have to start over from scratch and see if I can piece any of that back together. So that means going back to the drawing board. We are going to have a new intro. I don't know if we're going to have the same music or not. I don't even know if I still have that music because it's not copyrighted. It's something that we got from, I think, Shutterstock. So we will see what I can do and what I can mojo together. But the template for that is so old that it's gone. It's been erased from existence. I've got backups of that intro, but I don't have everything I created it with anymore. So we'll see. We will see what I can do and what I can crop together. I know I'm going to keep the Clobberin Times thing because that's the great Tex Conway saying the Clobberin Time boys, go out there and kick some ass. So we've got that. I love that. We're keeping that. But I'm working on something. It's just going to take me a little while to do it. But greetings, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I want to welcome my co-host here on the roundtable. These guys are absolutely awesome. They know their comic book lore. They know their comic book stuff. They know their stuff. 24/7 Fusion Media is right to the right of me. What's going on, brother? How are you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing, man?
I almost expected you to go, hey, yo.
Oh, no, it's all good, man. I'm just happy to be here, man. Hopefully everybody's doing good. And, just miss doing the round table. So ready to talk about some comics and, things of that sort. So
again, I expected you to say something else. And we need to blow some shit up.
Yeah, we can do that shit too. There you go.
Blow that shit up.
Blow that shit up. Let's make it happen.
Thank you, brother, for being here. Directly, well, I'm not going to say beneath you because he's not beneath me. He's so far above us in the stratosphere as far as comic book stuff go.
Geez.
Oh, you can sit there and be bashful and all that, but damn it, dude, you know more than most of us combined
No.
is Clobberin
Probably.
Times.
Oh man. Well, thank you for that. Good to see you, buddy. I'm glad to be here. And if anybody knows their comics, that's classic comics. He knows. The only thing does he know it, he retains the information. Remember, I could know something, but doesn't mean squat because I will forget it so bad. So, I talked to him for comics knowledge, but I'm glad to be here with all you. Yeah, that's for sure.
Like, yeah, well, thank you, brother. And of course, the newest permanent member to the roundtable. I know I said special guest in the intro because I'm on like autopilot when I do that. So my brain immediately reverts to special guest classic comics. He is a member of the roundtable. It is official. We all voted him in. He had to take the blood oath and sacrifice an old comic book to the fire gods or
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know what we're gonna come up with is like a
Have any of you? I don't suppose any of you saw that image. It was on Twitter, like I think last week, of that oath skull from like the Middle Ages. It was this skull that had like an inscription in Latin on it, and I guess it was used for some sort of ritual ceremonies. That looked totally cool. If we could get something like that, that would be badass.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we can do that. You know what? Hold on. You know what? Holy crap. Hold on. I'll be right back. Clobby, you're in charge.
All right, everybody. He will be back soon. Until then, let's talk about something really important. Comic books are just we don't care anymore. Let's talk about something really important, everybody. Like, okay, there's nothing more important talking about comics on the round table. Never mind, I take it back. Let's talk about the Fantastic Four without him. Just kidding. No, we'll wait for him. Oh my goodness. But well, our buddy who did we lose? We lost 24.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll be back. I can't add him though, but he'll be back, and then Loki will have to add him. So there we go. But yeah, man, look, good to see you here tonight, CC.
And thanks for those kind words you said.
Well, you know your stuff, brother. That's for sure. Ironcaster, what's up, brother? Let's look at our friends in the chat. We'll say hello to them a little bit. Well,
we lost 24, didn't we?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. What's up, Boosh? Chris Persia? Penny?
Oh yeah, that's my ugly mug. How about that?
Oh yeah, that's cool.
What now?
Do you swear to uphold the comic book code on the Valhalla swear skull?
Yeah. Oh my God!
I do.
I state your name.
I knew him. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I state your name.
I state your name.
Where'd you get that?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's like a real it's like a historical society that has real Norse artifacts. And they've got a skull that has all of this on it. It's almost like they etched it into the skull, right?
Oh man,
this
cool.
is a reproduction of that skull, so you can order stuff like this. I've got like a whole shelf of Viking stuff. So.
Dude, that is metal. Metal.
There you go. Yeah, nice.
His name was Yorick. I knew him. He bore me on his back 1,000 times.
There you go.
And an infinite jest.
And somebody wrote all over his skull.
Oh, there he is. You missed the swearing in ceremony. 24. Can you hear us?
Yell. You there, 24?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, bud.
Okay.
There he is.
Welcome back.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, man.
You missed the new swearing in ceremony.
Yeah.
What's that?
We used the Valhalla skull the Swearing Classic as an official member of the Comic Book Roundtable.
Yes.
Actually, Ironcaster in the chat has a good one. He says, Clobby wants us all to swear an oath to Jack Kirby on his bust of the Thing. So
Oh,
that could be an option too.
I actually have the statue of Jack Kirby, actually, so it could little mini bust they did of Kirby smoking a cigar.
Sorry, I
There you
missed it, man.
Alrighty.
okay. So we're going to be talking about the Fantastic Four this month. We talked about Spider-Man last month, so I know we're going to have. I think we're going to have 3 of these. Let me check. We got 1, 2. Oh, we got it on the 20th. We might do 3 more. I don't know, but we've got 4 this month if we do all 4. I don't know if people are going to have time. I don't know if we're going to have a week off or something somewhere in the middle of the Christmas craziness.
Yeah.
But
Yep, 20 might be a little busy for some people, but 27th it's after Christmas, so who knows? But whatever you want to do, dude, is what we do.
I wanna share something because to me this is absolutely insanity. Look at that.
Oh, from Harlan Ellison's collection. Wow, 9.4. That's quite a rating.
Wow.
How much
95,000. Dang.
Look at that book, though. It looks like it was just made. Look at that. I mean, I wouldn't argue that that's a 9.4. I mean, it looks damn good, Clobby.
Better than the copy I had.
And hold on, let's look at the back. Look at that.
Oh my God. Well, of course, Harlan, he can afford it. But good Lord. I wonder if it's been restored. No, they wouldn't see. They would say.
Oh, they got an open book one.
Yeah, they opened it before they slabbed it, I guess. Obviously. We took pics. Beautiful. Wow. Oh, that's maybe they restored it or something. That was taped.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks like there's taping
on it. Yeah, so that could be a restored one.
It's probably not the same version, right? Because that's 9.4 with.
No, it could be like that. That's Harlan's, and they probably
just some other copies.
Examples. I doubt they have pictures of his interior. Well, there you go. Oh boy.
So tell us about this book. Tell us about this first
Fantastic Four #1. Yeah, well, they weren't really even Marvel Comics yet, not particularly. I mean, they were using that name in some of their division of their company, but they were still kind of Atlas. And around not too long before that, in 1961, it even began a little bit before that, Atlas Comics was kind of dying on the vine. They were withering on the vine. They were looking at bankruptcy. Some thought they were getting rid of a lot of the furniture there. There all this folklore and stories about how Martin Goodman was about to close it down, and Stan was crying in his soup, saying he just given up on comics and wanting to go into another type of publishing. Again, I don't know how true all that stuff is. I do know that it was true that they still had a couple of artists working for them, in Kirby and some others, and in Ditko and people like that that were still around. And Jack, basically, Jack came around and he, well, one of the fables, and I don't think I'll say it's a fable because I don't know if it's true or not, is that in the Brave and the Bold comic of DC, Justice League, Brave and Bold number 28, a group called the Justice League of America came about a little bit before this and was really just being eaten up by the kids. They loved this idea, this superhero group. Many years earlier, there had been a Justice Society, but even in Justice Society, you never really got to see the JSA even in their comics. Never got to see them team up as much. This is actually a fully superhero group book that there's a legendary golf game between Martin Goodman and some of the muckety mucks. God, what was that guy's name? For DC, and he was telling them how the kids are just going ape for the
Was it Julius
the
Schwartz?
Justice. No, it was no, Julius Schwartz was just an editor. It was
Oh, okay.
Fred. It was Leibowitz, or one of those guys. It was Fred Leibowitz. One of those muck. I don't know why. My memory sucks. Anyway, the legend is that that's where Martin Goodman said, "Hey, we need something like that. We need superheroes, and we need, a team book like that." Well, again, I don't know how true. I've always been skeptical of how true that was. I just know that they did know that the Justice League was big, and they did need something. And Jack said, "Hey, well, I'm got this idea for you. Let's try this." And he basically pretty much adapted his Challengers of the Unknown, a series he had done for DC, except, of course, he added superpowers. And let's be honest with you, he added basic powers that had been seen on characters before, such as stretching, Plastic Man, and others. Invisibility, we'd seen that. The Invisible Miss Scarlet, I believe the character's name was. We've seen the Human Torch, of course, in the original Jim Hammond android Human Torch, or synthetic Human Torch. So the powers were not particularly original, but the idea of him basing him on characters slightly similar to his Challengers of the Unknown, and then you have the character of Ben Grimm, the monster hero, which again really has pretty much not been done much at all. I mean, technically there was a monster hero called the Heat in a few years, but a decade or so earlier, but he had no personality. So Ben was really an extraordinarily original idea for a comic book superhero at the time. Usually in such fiction, if a person had been mutated into some kind of a monster, they acted like a monster, and they just became monsters. And he walked that abyss in the early issues of the Fantastic Four. So Jack came up with this idea of, with their astronauts, the space race was a big thing at that time. Who's going to get in, get into space first and all that other kind of stuff. So he came up with this idea that they go into space, and again, things like cosmic rays and things. Jack used to read a lot of science and different things like that. And that's why you get things like the mutants from, technology characters receiving powers due to screw ups with technology and science rather than magic, which is what, the Marvel characters for the most part. So cosmic rays idea, Jack decided, look, what if we gave superpowers? In fact, there were issues of the Challengers of the Unknown many years earlier where they ended up with superpowers because of various types of science accidents. So he decided, look, let's call them, we're going to call them the Fantastic Four. They're going to be a scientist. He's going to bring his girlfriend and her little brother along for some reason that will never, it's fun, so who cares? And his best buddy from college, who was both of them war heroes. His best buddy, a great fighter pilot, and we're going to fighter pilot in the war and a test pilot. We're going to steal the spaceship. We're going to go up there and be the first in space. And of course, you all know what happened next. Wackiness ensues. The cosmic rays give them all superpowers, and it turns one of them into outwardly a monster in the process. And it did very well the first couple of issues. It wasn't until issue 3. Until, because of the demands of the readers, they received something along the lines of similar to a costume, but it was more like a uniform, as you know. So they didn't even have their uniforms until issue 3. And basically, there you have the early nuggets of the evolution of the Fantastic Four, all built out of necessity for a comic industry that was getting away from what Atlas had been doing, which was westerns and science fiction monster books and even romance comics and things like that. And so it was time for them to get into the superhero genre, and they start out with the Fantastic Four, the first family.
Was it common? Was it common then that you had a hero that looked like a monster that could be considered?
Nope, not at all, not at all. And again, that's the thing about this. Even though Reed and Sue and Johnny are very different, they have great personalities as characters. Their powers are borrowed but there had never been a monster hero. Again, people like to cite the Heap as a technicality, but the Heap didn't have a personality. Man-Thing is more of a ripoff of the Heap than the Thing is. But the Thing, no. This was, again, anytime in this kind of fiction that a person was mutated in that kind of way, they just became a monster. And the good person that Ben Grimm is, in those early issues of the FF, he was walking that abyss. He was angry. He was really pissed off at Reed. And he was a little spooky at first. Like, was he going to turn bad? But he became one of the greatest heroes in the Marvel Universe. It's all easy and fun to be a good guy when you could, walk around normally like everyone else, like the Human Torch can when he turns off his flames, or everyone else can. But when you look like that, a big pile of rocks, after you've been used to looking like a big rugged, handsome, big man on campus type of guy that Ben Grimm was, it's an amazing thing that he didn't let it destroy him, and he still maintained his heroism. And that's one of the great things about the character, which arguably, because of what the Fantastic Four ushered in the Marvel, age of comics, which, that renaissance of the 60s, all those great comics that Marvel put out, arguably that makes the Thing as one of the most important characters in all of comic book history because of all the things that came after that, if you pardon that pun. And he's right up there with Superman or Batman with importance because of what was introduced after him with Marvel. That's why he's my all-time favorite character.
We're going to go around the panel, and since Clobby's been the one giving us the history lesson, we'll start with you. Do you think that first issue, and you can read it, it is, it's been reprinted and it's digital and all that fun stuff, so you can read it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think people should start there? Because they've started their story over multiple times, like from the beginning. It's never been like, this. You're not necessarily dealing with the same Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Ben Grimm, and Human Torch today. So should you go back to those beginnings and start there if you're going to read about the Fantastic?
I think you should, because it puts into historical perspective of what this more than any other, what this group is all about. I believe that they are a product of their time, in a sense that even though I love them today, I think there's about a 25 to 30 year window where they work, and after that they just totally got left behind because Marvel didn't even want to deal with them anymore. They were still great even when you bring them into the modern times, don't get me wrong, but if you really want to know it, if you really are interested in what makes the Fantastic Four what they are at their best, there's no greater run than there, especially like issue like 40 or so to 100. But in particular, I think you got to start at number 1 and go from there, or you're cheating yourself out of a rich history. Yes, some of the writing and some of the dialoguing that a certain person who erased a lot of the dialogue and put his own in there really dates a lot of it. Some of the early issues, the art is more crude than it developed later. But the only thing truly dated about the comic would be some of the dialogue, the ideas, the heroes themselves. The art evolves into some of the greatest art ever done in comics by Kirby himself. Later inked by a few others, but especially, in my opinion, Joe Sennett being the best. Some of some of the most classic comics ever. If you'll let me use your name there for a second, classic comics. Some of the greatest classic comics ever made. So yes, if you're someone who, with the maturity level that can understand, you're seeing it through the prism of the past, and you're okay with that, and you don't have to have all the modern slick stuff, slick art that you get now, and you can, go through from the beginning. I think you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't start at the beginning.
Let me answer Pat's question real quick. It probably cost a fortune, right, to start from the beginning. No.
Well, yeah, I mean, to collect to collect it, yeah, but I mean, yeah, to buy it, but to read it, no.
Wonderful thing about the internet age.
Yeah.
Classic. What do you think? Do you think you should go back to the very beginning, or can you pick it up, in the 90s or in the 2000s? What do you think?
I think what I might suggest to someone would be maybe to try and read that Origin, the original, number one Origin, and obviously a reprint of some kind. But my personal favorite, just speaking for myself, is Byrne's run on Fantastic Four in the 80s. That's kind of my go-to for it, and that's the run I would recommend, kind of. And I mean, some of the stuff, and I think in the 70s is quite good too. I think a lot of it's underrated from that era.
Yeah.
With the oh god, what is it? Sinnott, Tom Sinnott was one of the artists.
Joe Sinnott was the inker, but after Kirby, it goes this way: Kirby, John Buscema, Rich Buckler, George Perez, Keith Pollard, John Byrne for a while, also inked by Sinnott. Then Bill Sienkiewicz, then Byrne again came along and started inking himself, which we only did well for about a year or two. So yeah, so those are your artists in the whole run up until Byrne.
Yeah, so that's what I would recommend, would be the Byrne run myself.
I liked the first couple of years of it, and then I think he really started to get bored after 2.5 years. He started to get bored, and it really showed. But yeah, I mean, I did like some of his. When he says the Byrne run, everybody means when Byrne, of course. I know you mean when Byrne actually wrote and drew it.
Right.
He did draw the book a few years earlier, but he wasn't writing it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Joe Sinnott inking him. Boy, it looked good.
And also, and actually, you mentioned George Perez. I think that run's pretty good too. I'd recommend that as well.
Love it.
24/7. Same question. Do you think that people should go after this from the beginning, or do you think that they can pick it up in the 80s, the 90s, or the 2000s and just start from there? Whatever iteration they have going.
The Fantastic Four has, they've been a very important part of many storylines, but I don't think picking them up in the middle of their run or, somewhere in the 80s or, some shit like that would do it justice. The thing is, the Fantastic Four is a product of its time. So if you read the whole shit from the 60s and they end up saying something like groovy in the comic book, it is what it is. It's
groovy.
Well, I'm talking about groovy like they say like in Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah.
It's like, some shit like that. Like, they kind of talk like them, but with powers.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's like, again, they're a product of their time and
yeah.
To be real, to get the true essence of the Silver Age, you would have to, and to be honest, it's with all these groups, man. It's like, if you really want to know who the fuck the Justice League really is, it'd be good to take them from the beginning, even though, they started like forming into like having like a rogues gallery and a bunch of other shit. I would have to say into like the later 60s. But I mean, they definitely, I don't know, it's kind of like the Fantastic Four kind of reminds me of like Herbie the Love Bug, man. The fact that, you watch the first movie, he's fucking doing great shit. Then by the time you roll around to the second movie, it's like you always pick up with him being fucking left behind somewhere or forgotten.
Yeah, or in a junkyard or something.
Yeah, some shit like that. But the thing is, he's always great. So once you get him back fine tuned, he's whooping ass.
Yeah.
You know, but that's the thing though. It's a like Herbie's a product of his time, but you can't take shit away from Herbie, man. And it's the same thing with the Fantastic Four. They're a product of their time, but the thing is, they're a formidable fucking group with one of the smartest motherfuckers on the planet on the group. You know, so I mean, the thing is, they have their place. It's like, but everybody keeps fucking them around as a force. And the thing is, they're not as powerful as like the Avengers or the X-Men or whatever. But the thing is, they sure have their fucking spot, and they have their part to play in the MCU, man. And people keep fucking it up.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they've
It's
been
a
treated.
fairly-
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and it's a fairly straightforward concept. You know, it's not like they're a tricky concept to get right. You know, because some are like Wonder Woman. I think is a tricky character to do well, or maybe Aquaman. But Fantastic Four is pretty straightforward. You know, it shouldn't be as hard as they make it to do them right.
It's like fucking like Lost in Space or Swiss Family Robinson with powers.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
Their family, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and the thing is, it's like you know, it's like you fuck it up when you take that fun family dynamic out of it and you make them either a little bit, you know, too modern, or you make them a little bit too rougher than what they are. It's like you think about this, man. When you're watching Fred McMurray from Flubber, the Nutty Professor, all that shit.
Yeah.
This guy's fucking Mr. Fantastic.
Well, they based Captain Marvel off of him. So.
Yeah, I was about to say that's.
You know, good guy. You know, good morals, smart as fuck, naive, but you know, means well. I mean, come on, man. It's like. You know, it's kind of like it's like when you look at fucking Mark Ruffalo and you wonder, well, how can you fuck up being fucking Bruce Banner or David Bruce Banner when you had Bill Bixby? It's like I don't know, man. It's been enough examples of shit, you know, to see how they're supposed to be done and treated, and you can even bring them into the current day. But I think you should start them off in the '60s, though.
Yep.
I didn't get into the original Fantastic Four until the next Fantastic Four. I don't know if you guys remember that. We'll go over. So one of these we're gonna do like the different versions of the Fantastic Four, because there's not just.
Oh, you mean the Art Adams thing, where was the Ghost Rider and Spider-Man?
Ghost Rider,
Ghost Rider,
Hulk,
Wolverine.
Yeah, Hulk, Spider-Man, and Wolverine.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was Gray Hulk, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Ghost Rider. That pulled me in because I was a huge Wolverine and Spider-Man fan at the time, and I was like, Gray Hulk, okay, Gray Hulk's okay. Then you got Ghost Rider. I loved Ghost Rider, and it wasn't like the Harley Davidson Ghost Rider. It was the Ghost Rider that had that B-shaped, the B-shaped.
Yeah, it was
Johnny Blaze.
Yeah, that was Dan Ketch.
Yeah,
or Danny Ketch.
Yeah, the '90s version.
Yeah,
the '90s Ghost Rider.
Like him.
That's the Ghost Rider that made me fall in love with Ghost Rider.
Well, I never really liked the other one, to be honest with you. So it's only fair. So I'm not. It's not a big deal. I don't have nothing against him. I'm fine with Ghost Rider, but I didn't like the spiky armor crap of the '90s. Everything had to be all spikes and armor and that kind of crap.
Yeah. I didn't like that bullshit neither, man.
We'll blame Hawk and Animal, the Road Warriors, for that.
Yes,
It's wrestling's fault.
It was definitely a trend of comics in the '90s.
It was wrestling's fault. Everything had to have spikes on it.
But I didn't buy the Johnny Blaze one much either, so it's fair. Now, there's nothing against it, of course. I mean, I like him fine now, but at the time,
you know what, man? If I'm not mistaken, they're fucking killing Johnny Ghost Rider, man. They're killing him off. I think at the beginning of next year, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a chick now.
Oh my god.
oh, of course, that's almost as bad as it being
they're
a
gonna
Ghost Driver.
Yes,
So they're gonna put a
I
chick
think it's
in it.
called it's Johnny Blaze's last ride or some shit like that. Like I was like, why the fuck you gonna kill him now?
Of course, it's got to be a chick. Well,
Because
yeah.
it's a dude on a motorcycle. Too much testosterone there.
Oh yeah.
And
No.
remember, it's Marvel, so put a tick in it and make her lame and gay.
Oh yeah. Hot coochie on fire. Amen.
They never learn.
Yep. Yepper.
Good
Oh,
evening,
well.
female Ghost Rider.
Yeah. That's almost
they're-
as bad as a Ghost Driver.
The ghost of Fatal Attractions. Instead of being vengeance.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess the only Ghost Rider I can really get with, other than the ones on the motorcycle, is the one on the horse.
Yeah.
I mean, he had no choice.
The original, I like him.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I mean, shit. What the fuck was more maneuverable than a horse? So I was like, all right, I can get with that.
With
Good
flaming
idea.
hooves.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want a horse that like sets itself on fire that you can ride around on that isn't going to die when it's on fire and has like its feet are on fire. It can like lift up off the ground like in Kroll, the movie Kroll. The Thunder Steeds or whatever they were called.
Yeah. Yeah, brother. Yes, sir. Well, what can you do? They got to ruin everything, and Boosh likes Johnny Blaze.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. They brought him back to make them Ghost Riders just so they can kill them.
Of course. Oh, well, yeah, of course. But I will say that the Danny Ketch one was always more popular. The Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider had his own series for a while, and it was never one of the bigger sellers or anything. And then it was just the right time in the '90s when they made it Danny Ketch with all the spiky armory thing. That was the '90s deal. They all liked that, and he became pretty popular. That was the height of his popularity. The character, the name anyway, the brand.
Oh wow.
All of the mutants through Extinction Agenda broke every X-Theme team's backs. No one was left untouched through those story arcs.
Oh, man. Mark, did you read all those, man? I mean, dude, you must spend a fortune. It was always like all those tie-ins. Oh, these crappy events like Crisis and then Fall of the Mutants and all these other ones where you had to buy like 70 titles. If you follow if you fall into if you bought into the gimmick, that is. And I'm not saying it didn't happen to me a couple times where I did it myself, but it's just man.
I don't want to get too far down this rabbit hole because we don't have all night, and I would bitch about this all night. I just want to say, current day writers do not understand what they do. It's like that almost like when you're praying and you're like, forgive him, God, for he knows not what he does.
Mm-hmm.
I read Planet Hulk. I read World War Hulk.
I remember them, yeah.
The other day.
Okay.
And the Hulk breaks Ben in one punch.
Of course.
He hits him one time. I was going back through here trying to find. I know I had it up here for like a minute, but it was the Hulk thing throwdown. They did an entire book about a fight between Ben Grimm and the Hulk.
Well, there've been many.
Yeah.
And in
Yeah,
this
they fought quite a few
shitty
times.
in this shitty reality that we find ourselves in this book,
Mm-hmm.
not only has Reed Richards, Tony Stark,
Oh, I hate that Illuminati crap.
Stephen Strange, and Black Bolt
Yeah. And
screwed
Namor,
over
right?
the Hulk.
Did Namor do it
Yeah.
when he in on it as well?
Namor and Black Panther.
Black Panther. Yeah. The Illuminati.
Not only did they screw over the Hulk, but when the Hulk returns to lay
Jeez.
vengeance upon them,
Mm-hmm.
Ben and a whole bunch of the other ones are like, yeah, we can't let you do this, Hulk. And he's like, yeah, and who's going to stop me? Now, all of this is like, oh shit, you have pissed him off, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
But when Ben steps up and he's like, I'm not going to let you do this, it's Clobberin Time. And then Hulk just lays him out and that's it. It's over.
Yeah.
I was like, no. I don't care how strong Hulk's gotten. I don't care how badass you want to say he is. And that, getting nuked again and all this shit has made him 10 times stronger than he was. Ben Grimm is not going down from one punch. Period. It's not happening. Oh, but you got to understand,
Agreed.
Hulk lost his wife and his baby and da-da-da-da-da. And that is the shittiest way. And it almost reminded me of Logan. Again. You get this book where, and I'm talking about Old Man Logan, the book. I'm not talking about the damn movie, which I think the book is better than the movie, but the book's still effing depressing and shitty. Where you think, okay, Wolverine has done what he set out to do. He never popped the claws. He kept his shit together. Taking out Red Skull with Cap Shield, I thought was like, oh hell yeah! I don't like what they did to Hawkeye. I don't like a lot of that book. At the end of that book, when he goes home and his entire family's been murdered, I'm like, and at the end of Planet Hulk, when he's like, he has a wife, he's a king, he has a child on the way, and they've got to screw that up. It's like you guys are so far up your own asses with some of this stuff that you ruin it. Let him give him something else to do. Don't send him back to freaking Earth in this war mode where he's going to take over another planet. And the whole thing doesn't even make sense. So he blames Reed and he blames Iron Man and he blames Strange. I told you if I went down this rabbit hole, I wasn't going to stop. But he blames them when it has nothing to do with them and their entire like story behind everything. Oh, they'll be so surprised. I already knew. I'm like, somebody on this planet set it up, and you just dangled this. Maybe the Hulk will be happy, and no, we're gonna take it all away from you. Maybe Logan is gonna, go back home and actually be able to, protect his family and did it. No, because they're all dead already, and the Hulk killed them all, and the Hulk's inbred with his cousin and has all these inbreed children, and it's just like, how screwed up are you that this is what you wrote? You've taken something badass and you made some damn nasty fan fiction of it, and it sucks. For your own shits and giggles, you've destroyed a character and what they stood for. And you made Grimm look like an absolute punk. Sorry.
Couldn't agree more. I didn't like either one of those, and a lot of people did though. But I just can't get with Planet Hulk. You could have found some other way to set that story up where he goes to a planet, and that's the big, all that stuff with it, Hulk the Barbarian crap and all those gladiatorial games, I guess. But you had to tarnish. You didn't just tarnish the Hulk. I mean, Look what you did to the characters that you're calling the Illuminati. Look what you did to Reed and Tony and T'Challa and Namor and Stephen Strange, and you look what they've done to Bruce Banner is that's not they're not my heroes. None of those, I don't recognize any of them.
And they keep doing the exact same thing. Okay, the Wolverine origin story, absolute trash at the end. The exact same thing happens. Wolverine goes off to hang out with some wolves naked in the effing woods because the only person he cared about that looked after him, not only cheated on him, tried to cook him just like Jean Grey, but dies at the end in his arms. And he goes off to be like, I'm gonna go off and be a feral wolf man in the woods and run around naked like a dumbass. It's the exact same thing. Lost the only thing he cared about. Hulk lost the only thing he cared about. Hulk got brought back, got lied to, lost everything he cared about. Logan lost everything he cared about. It's the exact same stupid story that is, and I'm like, who did they hire to write all this bullshit? I don't get it. I don't. Where's the Fantastic Four? Reed would have never done that.
Nope.
Reed would have been like, no, I will not build a engine so you can banish Hulk from the planet and then record a message that's like, this is what you always wanted, so we're getting rid of you.
Nope. We would not have done that. You're exactly right. It's pathetic. It makes me sick. I hate it. I hate all that kind of crap. I hate Civil War. I hate any of this stuff that you have to darken and disgrace the characters for your story. You don't have a story for me when you do that.
June Wong with a $10 Australian super chat. Thank you so very much, my friend. He says, speaking of writers, help me out and critique my work, will you guys? If you ordered in the first pre-order previously on Clownfish TV, it should be arriving in the mail any day now. Thanks, y'all. Hell yes, brother. Hell yes, we will.
Oh yeah, Clownfish. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Eris got a copy. So I can't wait. I can't wait to get it. As soon as we get it, we will. Or she will. She might be like, I paid for it. I'm going to do it. Okay. Shit. She'll probably do like a whole Saturday show about it. Yeah. And Ironcaster is absolutely right. We didn't need to solve Logan's amnesia. No. That should have never been a thing.
Yeah, I remember back in the late 70s when, of course, his past was still a mystery and everything. And I knew at some point they're going to reveal his past. And at that point, he won't be as cool a character anymore.
Yep.
I just knew that was going to happen.
I got all my memories back.
Yeah.
I used to be a pussy on a farm that was sick all the time. Oh, great. My name was James. Thanks, assholes. My name was James. It's not Logan. Oh. I want to name my first son Logan. Bastards.
No, it was Patch.
It was Patch. I'm still pissed about my boy Kurt Wagner. I'm Kurt Wagner. Origin being retconned at his birth. She shit him out her butthole. So can we talk about this before we get off here?
Oh, God.
We got 10 minutes. We've talked about the origin of the Fantastic Four. Give me 1 second. What is it? Birth of Nightcrawler.
Oh, Spider-Man.
There you go. There, mother and mother.
Oh boy.
Mom and mom.
Hold on, but they don't show Mystique as the dude.
Doing the
putting the hammer
business?
down.
No. Nope.
Why not?
There it is. This is the money shot right here. This is the money shot.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Push, but don't blow an O-ring. And they both look pregnant there. Look at that. They both look like they're pregnant.
Super.
So, Clobby, any comments? Anything?
Go down. And all of a sudden they got no, the next one down under that one. Spider-Man. Look at that shit.
What?
No, I'm just looking at
Blow that shit
Nightcrawler.
up.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Mystique and just it's horrible, man.
I got nothing. It's just modern comics at their finest.
You know, the crazy part is that he's a Christian, and they got him going out like that, man. That lets you know how dirty they are with that shit, bro.
Yeah, that's not an accident.
Okay, so this must be the original. Because their Mystique is giving birth. So is that the original? Is this the original?
Huh? The what now?
So this is Mystique. This is what they retconned. So this is what they retconned. This is Mystique giving birth, and she just gave birth, and then she turned blue. And she's blue like the child, a demoness. Right?
Oh yeah. All right. I don't follow any of the new crap, so I don't even.
That is one ugly Mystique. Look at that. It's like old
everything
hag
they
Mystique.
do is ugly. Oh my God. Mark D with a Caesar. What's up, dude?
What's up, Mark D? Classic. What do you think about all this nonsense?
Man, it's what is there left to say? I really am at the point where I would like Marvel and DC to just go away. To be totally honest.
Agreed. So what in the hell?
Yeah, this there's no coming back from this crap.
No, it's trash.
Oh, I wish I could. This is when they're gonna have a baby. Let's have a baby.
And I would point out, it's not a big deal, but originally Mystique wasn't really blue like that. She was a much darker color. But I think after the movie came out, they kind of retconned her and made her blue.
There's a very much darker blue, like you said.
Yeah.
Oh boy, there we go.
Same-sex parents. Comics Corner. How X-Men villains Mystique and Destiny were meant to be same-sex parents.
Of course they were.
What's it? Richard C. Meyer calls it statistically improbable lesbians.
Exactly. Statistically improbable. Oh Lord.
Let's never waste a moment that we are not at war.
Make that that's what I want my comics and my superhero comics to be about. That kind of stuff there. I'm tired of seeing, big superhero battles and fighting super villains and saving, being heroic and that kind of stuff. This is what we need. Right here.
Comic Relief Crusader says Mystique isn't a shapeshifter anymore. She's a gene shifter.
Okay.
Whatever.
And he's probably not kidding. I don't read it, so I don't know, but I'm sure. He's probably not kidding. I don't know though, because you can't say anything about something like now if that sounds ludicrous that you can't. There was a time you could say something ludicrous, for example, and you go, well, assume someone's joking. You can't assume someone's joking now. He's not joking. But 10 years ago, I might think, yeah, that's pretty funny. No. Well, I believe you, dude. I'm just, Again, I don't follow it anymore, so
24. What do you think?
yeah. Chris Claremont did have a lot of things like that he wanted to do. By the way, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You know what, man? To be honest, it's hard to me. You know what's fucked up is that it's hard for me to look at these characters the same way anymore. Iceman, hell, even what the fuck they did with Wolverine
Scott.
and yeah. So basically, think about it, man. Scott, Jean, and Wolverine, Iceman, Mystique, this other broad. There's countless others that I can't even fucking think of that are just, I don't know, man. Dude, it's bad, bro. It's bad. So it's hard for me to look at Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. I don't know, man. It's like when they ruin that kind of shit, it's hard for me to respect it. Looking at it, whether it's in live action, comic book form, cartoon, because the respectability ain't there no more, man.
Gives a whole new meaning to the words "Let's go, bub."
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's that. Their little threesome, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it gives a new meaning to. I'll tell you a new one, bub.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make me pop my claw. Ugh. Ironcaster says this is exactly why these modern activists do it, to permanently change the characters and how people see them. Decades of character out the window. Now Tim Drake is just the gay Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they made that the only thing that can define him.
But at least they made about 30 or 40 idiots who don't read comics happy. So that's the important thing, right?
All right, what do you guys got coming up? Enough of this depressing bullshit. What do you guys got coming up that you tell her about? Clobby, what do you got coming up?
Well, at the top of the hour, I'll have the great Drunk 3PO on with me tonight to talk some comics. I'm looking forward to that, and it's going to hang out. We've never done so before, so it'll be a lot of fun. Tomorrow night, the Clubhouse. Friday night, on my buddy J-Man's channel, we will continue our reviewing of Jack Kirby's Fourth World Saga. We're almost to the end of that. And then on Nick's show, Friday night with the comic shop show of there, and then of course Saturday night Star Trek with Raquel, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for that, starting season 4 of Star Trek Voyager, and then cap it all off on the Great Mark D with the Seas channel for the comic book, through the Sunday Night Geekery. So thanks for having me, buddy.
Make sure you don't miss Saturday night Star Trek with great Clobberin Times.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you.
Yes, please do it. Do it.
Thank you, Stone Loki. I really appreciate it. What an extraordinary gentleman he is. The extraordinary classic comics, 24/7, and Stone Loki. What a team they are.
Love it.
Better than Dandy, Don, and Frank.
Holy shit, dude. You're
like
the
that.
man. All right. Oh, go hang out with Clobbery and Drunk. Say hi to Drunk for me. Tell him to ask him, how did you and Loki meet? And see if he's like, well, we were in Vegas and I was drunk off my ass. And I was like, and he should say, and I was like, who are you? And he said, I'm Loki. And he goes, oh, Loki. I was like, damn.
Sure.
You're drunk, Jay. Holy shit. Oh, 24. What do you got coming up, brother?
Man. Packing. That's it.
Packing.
Yeah.
I hear you, brother. Guys, 24/7's moving. Big thank you for being here tonight. I know you're busy. I know you've got your hands full. I know you're doing this on your phone. Thank you. It is very much appreciated.
You know it, man.
Classics, what do you got?
I did do a review of Cyberfrog Wrecked Planet about a week ago. So if you're interested, you can check that out. I don't really have anything coming up this week because I'm in the middle of finals, so I'm studying for exams and taking exams. And I've got my National Guard drill this weekend. But hopefully next week I'm going to do a review of Godzilla -1. I still want to see that. And maybe another crowdfunded comic that I haven't reviewed yet. I've got a whole stack of them to get through.
Yeah, they extended Godzilla. I'm so
Good.
happy to hear that. They
I wanna go see
extended
it
the
again.
run.
Yeah. Cool.
I've seen it twice.
Oh, cool.
I got
Yeah.
to see it in
Nice.
IMAX, and I got to see it in 4DX. The 4DX was absolutely insane. From the sea air that hits you when you're in the theater, and it does to the moving seats, like when you're on the water. The
4DX.
boats just
Whoa.
So
Nothing like that around here.
you get they have mist sprayers, they have smells, the seats move, and I mean like the whole row of seats move. It's not just like a rumble
Wow.
seat. The damn seats move around. So when you're on the water, you're swaying on the water with the boat in perfect time. You feel the sea air hitting you, the wind, the smell, the water, and there's like an option key on the arm of your chair where you can turn some of that shit off if you need to. But pretty much, I mean, it's different. And Eris didn't know. I didn't tell her. I just, we're going to 4CD. We're going to 4DX, and she was like, "Oh, is that like IMAX?" I was like, "Kinda." Okay.
Oh my God, man, we don't have anything like that near us. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was at Regal, so
But it wasn't
really
cheap
cool.
either. I bet it ain't cheap to get a ticket to that.
It was about $20 a ticket.
Gotcha. Cool.
We will be back tomorrow with Thirsty Thursday. I have no idea what we're gonna do. I have no idea what we're gonna talk about. We are flying by the seat of our pants. We may do YouTube talk. I don't know. We talked a lot with Jaguri Kessel.
Yes, Jaguri.
This morning about his book. We may do YouTube talk. I'm not sure yet, but I can't wait to see you guys in the morning. Have a great night. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend downer, and don't miss Clobberin stream coming up shortly after this one. Have a great one, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Night, folks.
I see you, Squeaker.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.